You're not used to having a DH more than just a few times a year, but now you're going to have one for all 162. Who would that candidate be for the Los Angeles
you know
Dodgers?
what? And it's funny is that I've always been sort of the advocate of the senior circuit and having the pitcher and the double switches and all that kind of stuff, and not have the DH, but. With our roster, it certainly alleviates a little bit of friction because there's a spot that a guy can take 4 at-bats in a night. So I think for us, it's not going to be that traditional DH. It's kind of revolving with a lot of different guys. I think, JT is one. I think, Max, get him in there. Will Smith, when he's not catching, maybe give him a day or two as a DH to keep his bat in there. So just to kind of get guys off their feet, keep their bat in there, probably makes the most sense, with the way our roster is constructed.
So you liked the NL way of doing it. And I can't believe I'm going to call it this, the old way of doing it. But now that you've got the AL way of doing it, is it grown on you? You kind of dig it right now?
It's grown pretty quickly, and I understand. As far as the fans and to have an extra hitter in there as opposed to a pitcher, taking a couple, 2 or 3 at bats in a night, and you want to see that hitter and guys like a Nelson Cruz, for example. I'm a huge fan, so to keep guys like that relevant in the game, participating, contributing, I think that there's something to be said for that. But I'm like you, Rich. I just love the strategy and when to pull a pitcher, when to pinch hit, and the double switching and stuff like that. It just I like that kind of cerebral part of the game.
Dave Roberts, LA Dodgers manager, here on the Rich Eisen Show again the day after news breaks that Freddie Freeman is in the middle of this lineup. I mean, Betts, Trey Turner, Freeman, Justin Turner, Muncy, Smith, Taylor, Bellinger. If that's where you want to put him, 8th, I mean, my God, Pollock. Are you going to laugh out loud sometimes when you actually start filling out your lineup card?
You know what? It's pretty amazing, and I'm not going to lie. I've run a couple exercises. I might have run a couple exercises in days prior with him in the lineup and kind of seeing how it looks. So it's a talented team. But the great thing about our game is you still got to go out there and perform. And so, but I do like the club.
Well, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous for me to ask it, but I'm going to ask it anyway because you know it. You know the drill. I mean, you've also spent time in the Northeast where it's a pressure cooker just like anything else. The expectation is anything short of winning the World Series is a failure.
Yeah.
Dave, how do you?
And I spent time, as you mentioned, in Boston. I understand that expectation in the market, and that's Los Angeles, and that's what you live for. That's what you play for, and to have the expectation of the fan base, we know that going in, and so I do believe in the process, how we go about it. I believe in the players, the coaches, front office, everyone. So that's our goal too.
Do you address that with players? Like literally throw it out on a table and say this is our expectation level as well? Do you do that?
You know what? It's talked about a little bit. I think for me, I'm more focused on the day at hand and getting better. And I think that it's kind of the old adage: how you do anything is how you do everything. And so I think that's something our guys, that mantra, our guys have taken to. So when you do that, the byproduct with the talent, puts you in a position to win a championship. But, yeah, I mean, it goes without saying our goal is to hold that trophy, be the last team standing in 2022.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.